I remember that's the thing. 'Cause I didn't like the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that was like when it just goes into full-on revenge fantasy. I was like, I would have rather it was just a weird movie about these guys hanging around in film sets and stuff.
Yeah, but that's Tarantino's thing at the moment, isn't it? Like Inglourious Basterds,
like revisionist history fantasy, basically.
Yeah, and I like that, but I can understand people not liking it. Like Inglourious Basterds. I don't know if you have to beep this name out. It's a name, and it's not spelt like the swear word. But the way it's almost like, well, if my characters existed in the real world, this is what would have happened to Hitler. And I like that. It's like it's the ultimate Jewish revenge.
I love that thought because more so, like, people are people. And we know people right now that if they had been alive then, that is the kind of soldier they would have been.
Yeah.
And people have always been the same people. So it is totally, all of those characters are so believable. And I love that Quentin has this perception of, I know there's a lot of problems with American history, and I'm an American director. And
I didn't realize you were such good friends with him on a first name basis, Quentin.
Yeah, very, very close. You don't like to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't usually casually bring this up, but no, but like he really has picked out such specific stories that are like, if we could have done it differently. Yeah, man, I wish we'd known better. That sort of thing.
And I think that's interesting. It's almost like a what if. But I think you've brought it up before, Niall. I agree with you I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I agree with one thing you said about it, where you were like, yeah, but he does the same thing in that with Bruce Lee. It's like, well, if my character existed, it'd be so tough he could beat up Bruce Lee.
Yeah. I think it's just because Tarantino, he irks me in the fact that he clearly has talent, but he doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't because the thing is like, at the end of it, when it's just like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt bashing one of the Manson girls' heads in on a countertop. It's like, you're going crazy here, man. But then things earlier in the movie, like, I would have been quite happy with that film if the only allusion to the Mansons was like that creepy shot of all the girls walking down the street.
Yeah.
Like that was chilling. I was like, cool. Oh, I know what this is. And if that was like, they were never mentioned again. It was just like a backdrop thing. I was like, that would have been great. But he's like, no, I have to show them actively getting flamethrowered. Because that is his want.
But like, that is funny.
All right, buddy.
No, just that idea of like, what if they'd shown up at the wrong house?
Yeah.
That whole concept is so brilliant to me because they could have gone to any of those houses in the Hollywood Hills because all of those houses are famous people with too much money for their own good who don't fix their own city.
Yeah.
They could have gone to any of those celebrities' houses. Yeah. And we need them to have as many like intersections to then know that Brad Pitt is a crazy person. He killed his wife. He has a dog that's capable of attacking people to that level.
Yeah.
And it's literally, they picked the house that happened to have the stunt guy in it.
I
love the like, aren't you the kids that I saw earlier?
I understand why people don't like that, but to me, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Charlie Manson was like 5'4" or something. Like he was a very tiny man. So him and Arnold Schwarzenegger together, I'd love to see it. It's like repeat of twins.
Twins, yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I am always fascinated though because I watched the that documentary about Nexium that was on HBO, and like. That guy runs that. It's like, how is this guy doing this? He's nothing. He's the most unimpressive looking person in the universe. But you see him meeting Alison Mack, who was like, well, I had a massive crush on him when I was a kid. And she's this like stunningly beautiful woman, very famous at the time, has all the money to burn. And somehow this nothing brainwashed her into like cold reading. Yeah, but it's insane that could actually happen. But it's just, I guess, that's how people know how to do it.
But the difference with Charlie Manson is, I hate to say it, especially to people who might only think of him in his later years, he was a handsome guy.
Yeah.
He was handsome and he was charismatic.
And he was a pickpocket.
Yeah. And
Well, it was just incestuous. Like, all of Hollywood still is very incestuous, but like it being all connected is because
Everything is connected.
well, they're an elite class of people, the celebrities that, they only cast each other in their projects. They only hang out with each other. They keep it a clique on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wonder if it's on purpose, or is it like
Absolutely.
they almost, like, they don't know anymore how to interact with other people?
No, I think it's a choice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are certain celebrities who will date people or marry people who are not famous in any capacity. And so it's like, well, it is possible, but these people choose to only interact with people who...
But specifically in like the 70s and 80s and the 60s, like you had to live in Hollywood, and then everybody in Hollywood hung out with everybody.
It was the American dream, baby.
Yeah.
But that's the
And
thing.
if
Like,
you didn't live in Hollywood, you weren't in the industry.
But
period.
do you then kind of get trapped in that world? This is what I mean. I don't. This is genuinely just asking a question. I don't know. Because I always respect it when you find out, oh, this celebrity is just married to just, I don't know, like a teacher. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. But at the same time, I understand why they wouldn't, because you kind of, you would probably feel like you need someone who understands what you're going through.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, I'm really into wrestling. And a lot of wrestlers will marry another wrestler. Because, they're on the road all the time. It's like, if you're in the WWE, it's like 300 days a year. It's insane. So it's like, well, I need to be with someone who gets, when I'm not here. Like, they understand.
Yes.
Maybe it's that
But
kind of thing.
specifically, like with the Manson whole drama and everyone knowing each other, everyone was at the same parties. It's like also attached to the Playboy Mansion.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There are party places that are designed for industry people to be able to go to. Yeah, so that they don't have to go to the everyman's bar and pub.
Yeah, like here at the Sleepy Charlie headquarters, Niall. Yeah. This is, we regularly have industry parties, because the podcasting industry is big business.
Yeah, Mark Maron comes around quite frequently.
Your
Paul
couch
Scheer
is
is
huge.
across from me right now.
If people want to get confrontational, they go down to Joe Rogan. We don't like to hang out with him too much, but he is part of the industry, so we have to invite him.
We reluctantly ask him.
And he never declines.
Sadly not.